How many of you have heard about Bitcoin? I hope all of you have heard about it. How many of you have heard about the technology underlying blockchain technology? I hope you have heard about that also. And how many of you know how it works? Little bit maybe. Okay, so let me explain. What is Bitcoin? It's a cryptocurrency. What do you mean by cryptocurrency? Digital encoded currency. So it's a digital form of money. Okay. So how it is different from e-wallets? You have seen e-wallets like Paytm, UPI, etc. How is it different from e-wallets? In case of e-wallet, it is your actual currency which is there in your bank account that is reflected in the wallet. It is only an interface. But in case of cryptocurrency, it is actually a entirely different currency. Okay. And it may be traded through some wallets. Okay. Bitcoin is only one among the cryptocurrencies. It is not the only cryptocurrency. It is the most famous or most notorious cryptocurrency. It is not the only cryptocurrency. It is the most known one for good and bad reasons both. Okay. So there are many other cryptocurrencies also that you should know. And this is not even the first cryptocurrency, but it was the most accepted one. Why Bitcoin got this much fame or notoriety? Yeah, because in deep web and dark web, it was used as a medium for transaction. Dark web is hidden web. Hidden web. Like you have this World Wide Web, it has multiple parts. World Wide Web has different parts. One is surface web. Second is deep web. And third one is dark web. Okay. See, more than 70% of the information, 60 to 70% of the information in internet is in dark web. Okay. Only very less information is there in surface web. Surface web is what you access through browser normally. You can Google it, and whatever the result you are seeing is part of surface web. Okay. Surface web is a visible part of the World Wide Web. Now, there is deep web, which is normally invisible, but it will become visible if you have access codes. Like, your bank account details are saved in the internet. You can see it only if you have your username and password. Okay. So all this comes in deep web. All the hidden transactions which are protected by some or other mechanisms, and only those with access codes can enter. So it is connected from surface web only. From surface web there will be links to go to deep web. And dark web is much more hidden part. You see, you remember the analogy of the sea. Sea has a surface which is visible from normal place of your standing. Deeper part of sea, it is visible with some instruments, or if you know how to dive, it is visible. And if you go much more deeper, like depths of trenches and all, it is not visible at all. Okay. Even with most of the equipments, we cannot reach that much deep. It is dark because even sunlight does not reach there. Okay, that is the same analogy. So when it comes to dark web, it is completely hidden. Even URL is not available. Okay, URL, Universal Resource Locator. This is the address which you type into the browser, like www.google.com. That is a URL. So even the URL of dark web is not linked to the surface or deep web. If you know exact IP address or exact redirecting addresses which are there, you can just type in and access it. Okay, you cannot search it out. Clear? Now, there are markets in dark web. Markets in dark web. Like you purchase things on Amazon. Similarly, there are marketplaces in dark web which is hidden to you, and those who know, they only can purchase from. These markets are places where illegal things are sold. Illegal sales are happening. Okay. You can buy drugs, weapons, okay, stolen identity data, okay. All these things are sold in this marketplace. You have seen recently there was a news that Amitabh Bachchan's Twitter information, including username, password, everything, was stolen, hacked and stolen, and it was sold in dark web. So this is dark web, and Bitcoin reached the newspaper because Bitcoin was used as a currency in the dark web for buying these illegal things. Okay. Now, see why this question is there. I told you already that questions are coming because of the current things. This is a question which is relevant since 2016 till now. Because in 2016 only, Bitcoin dark web, some of the marketplaces in dark web was closed by FBI and all. From 2016 it is in news, and even now it is in news. Because India decided on its policy. Okay. This question is question was important and running in the air, whether we should accept Bitcoin or not, whether we should allow Bitcoin to be traded openly or not. Okay. So India had no cryptocurrency policy till now, and recently our government decided to have a no cryptocurrency policy. From no cryptocurrency policy to no cryptocurrency policy. Clear? From lack of policy to decide that we decided that we will not have approval for cryptocurrency. Okay. So this is the context in which this question is relevant right now. Okay. So you can expect different type of questions based on this policy, because even there are debates whether we should ban cryptocurrency or we should legalize and use it. It's an ongoing debate. We have decided to ban it. Okay, but the debate is on. Okay. See, personally, I feel that we should legalize it. We cannot keep away from technology just by legalizing it. It will still run in the dark web. If it is legalized, there will be better chances of tracking it. Okay, that's a bigger debate. So you can even quote an example that Libra. Facebook is coming up with a cryptocurrency called Libra. Okay. So corporates like Facebook, those who are working in the internet technology world, has to come up with cryptocurrency because they know that is the future of the market. Okay. So that should be the policy. Of course, we should not be allowing it to be misused. By legalizing, we should have some securing policies, how it should be regulated and all. We should have regulations. Okay. Now, coming to, actually the question is not asking you about Bitcoin. I gave you this much background. The question is asking you about advantages of the technology. See, even though many controversies are there around Bitcoin and many governments are hesitating to accept it, and some governments like ours have decided to ban it, all stakeholders in the digital world, internet technology world, including governments, are saying that this technology behind Bitcoin is very relevant and it will be useful. Even if we ban Bitcoin, we want to use this technology or blockchain technology. Okay. Now, what is a blockchain technology? It is a distributed ledger. You have seen a ledger book. You have bank account. Okay, all of you have bank account. In bank, there will be a ledger book. Whenever you take some money, it will be entered into this ledger book and net balance will be calculated. And whenever you deposit money, that will be entered into the ledger book and net balance will be calculated. When you transfer money to another person, then also ledger entry will be made. Okay. There will be a ledger for each of you and there will be a combined ledger for all of the bank. That is how it works. Okay. So, in case of digital transaction, you have your computer and this ledger is placed in the server of the bank. Bank will be having an internet server where this ledger is digitally kept. Clear? And whenever you do any transaction, this data will be added to or subtracted to this ledger. Clear? Now, instead of having a single ledger, in blockchain technology, ledger is distributed. Okay. That means parts of ledger will be present in different computers across the internet. Okay. Like whoever is using Bitcoin, they will be providing a small part of their computer to store a small part of their ledger. Not their ledger, the common ledger. Clear? Suppose this ledger have 10,000 information. For an example, it will be millions and millions. I am taking a smaller example. One information will be saved in your computer. One information will be saved in my computer in such a way it will be distributed and saved in 10,000 different computers. Okay. And there will be multiple copies. Instead of one information, two information may be saved in my computer. Two other information may be saved in someone else's computer. So there will be 2 copies or 3 copies or multiple copies of every information, but in distributed manner. Clear? This is how it functions. And in case of blockchain, see, normally the data is saved in rows and columns in normal database. But in case of blockchain technology, it is a chain of blocks. Okay. This each block is a information which is saved in different computer, and the linking code will be detected by the system and automatically it will be linked. Okay. It is very easy to say like this, but it is much more complex process. Basically, this is how it works. Now, the benefit is that because it is distributed, a single hacker by attacking a single server cannot damage the data. It is much more secure and tamper-proof because it is distributed. If someone wants to hack and destroy the data, he will have to first identify 10,000 users who are connected to the network, then hack all these 10,000 systems at the same time. Okay. And it should be ensured that all the replicas of data is tampered with. So it is very difficult to tamper. Okay. So at the same time it will give some anonymity also. So coming to the advantages of blockchain technology, it's nothing but collection of data. I am using the example of bank transaction because mostly it is used for cryptocurrency right now, but it is not only about cryptocurrency. It can be used for any storage of large amount of data. If you want to store a large amount of data, classify it, rearrange it and analyze it, blockchain technology can be used. Clear? So that is the relevance of the technology as such. Okay. Suppose an institution like ALS. ALS is much more small institution. Think of a big university which is having global presence. There will be millions of students studying. The credit of each student, credit acquired by each student by writing the exam, submit the assignments, that can be kept in using this blockchain technology. It will be much more secure. Similarly, suppose there are content writers working for ALS. There are thousands of content writers from different parts of the world. They are contributing one article each, and we are paying for each article. So how many article one person submitted, all this has to be kept. So this can also be done using blockchain technology in much more efficient manner. Okay. So it is not only a technology for financial transaction, it can be used for many type of data storage and analysis. Okay. So coming to the advantages, it is a P2P technology. P2P or peer-to-peer. You know, you have downloaded movies from internet illegally using torrents. Torrent is a P2P technology. Whenever you are downloading, you also know that you are seeding it. You might have seen, if you have used any BitTorrent software, you are also seeding the data. That means you are also uploading what you have downloaded. Like if 10 of us are downloading the same movie, one piece will be downloaded from the server to one person, second piece will be downloaded to second person, third piece will be downloaded to third person, fourth piece will be downloaded to fourth person, and from the second person's computer it will be uploaded to the first person. That is how P2P technology works. Apart from central server to peer, client, server client architecture, peer to peer, front to front distribution is also happening. The same way, blockchain ledger is peer-to-peer. I have already explained how it works. You should be able to assume from that. Then it is distributed. The same thing, but technically slightly different. So what is the benefit of all these things? Security is much more higher than centralized architecture. Then there is cryptography. The cryptography which is used in normal transactions, the server client architecture and P2P architecture. In the P2P architecture, cryptography is much more secure. The coding, decoding process is much more secure because it is entirely handled by the software. There is no human intervention. Okay. Then another peculiarity of blockchain technology is that it is add-only technology and there is no deletion. There is no deletion. So blocks can be added to the earlierly existing block in a chronological order, but there is no deletion possibility. Clear? Normally, if in a server, if a data is, you feel that this data is wrong, you can delete it. There will be no trace that there was this data. But in blockchain technology, there is no possibility of deletion. Only addition happens. Okay. If you think one data entry is wrong, only possibility is to add a data to subtract this data which was wrong, showing the explanation that earlier data was wrong. Okay. So that means even if something goes wrong, it can be traced because there is no deletion. Clear? And it is also a consensus based technology. Consensus based technology. Okay. One block will be added to the chain when there is consensus between multiple peer computers. When more than one peer computer certifies that this transaction is correct, then only one new block will be added to the chain. Clear? So there is multiple level of validation for each transaction, multiple number of validations. Okay. Clear? So these are the basic advantages based on which you can add additional points also. If you have time in the exam hall, based on these points you can add more points. Clear? So I have given you the context on which you can give an introduction. I have given you the points based on which you should construct your answer. Okay. And you should conclude by saying that whether it is good or bad depends on how we can regulate it and how we can use it. Okay. Knife is sharp. You can use it to kill a person or cut things. And there is a technology for sharpening the knife. Is there anyone from PABAD background? Public administration or optional? Okay. Woodrow Wilson said this. When there was a debate on administrative system, Woodrow Wilson said that you can, there was this controversy saying that the system was designed by communist countries and all, administrative system, so we should not borrow it. So what Woodrow Wilson said was that you can borrow the technology to sharpen the knife without intention to kill. Okay. So you should use the technology for good purpose with good intentions while regulating it and controlling its misuse and abuse.